Did you know it's actually easy to change your life in just 6 months? Physical activity like playing outside or exercising helps keep your brain sharp and focused. However, keep switching between tasks, known as context switching, make it harder for you to concentrate and focus. And don't forget, getting enough sleep sharpens your mind, help you to focus better the next day. Enough talk, let's dive deep into 3 things I want to explain in this video: physical activity, context switching, and the power of sleep. And if you don't know me, I'm Janadana. I'm a second year of math student. And for the past 10 months, I've been consistently making YouTube videos. And I've realized it's because I follow this principle that I'm about to share you deep dive in this video. Well, this is not just another motivational video. I want you to take this seriously, grab a piece of paper and a pen. And after watching this, I want you to take action and implement these things in your daily life. So before we deep dive into the video, I want to share some important statistics. According to a study by McKinsey and Company, top executives reported being 500% more productive when they were in flow state. Research from the Flow Genome Project shows that the average person spends only 5% of their workday in a flow state. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi found that individuals who regularly experience a flow state are more likely to develop high level of skill and expertise in their fields. So, you might wonder, how can I get into flow state? Before we dive into 3 things that will guarantee you to get into flow state, I want to explain a fundamental concept that inserts you to stay consistent. Because if I tell you what to do and now you take action, but 30 days from now you start skipping days and not putting in the work, you won't see results. And that is why consistency is the key. So now let's talk about habits. On average, it takes more than 2 months, 66 days to be exact, for a new behavior to become automatic. Well, there is no specific amount of time that guarantees you change your life forever. But if you stay disciplined for the next 66 days, you will form a new habit, change your behavior, and eventually you change your life forever. Well, it sounds simple, but it is incredibly effective. Imagine you start going to the gym today, doing focused work, and maintaining your healthy sleep. In 66 days, you could be in a position where reaching flow state becomes a habit. You wake up in the morning and first thing you do is enter a flow state because you've had enough sleep and you're not easily distracted. You've probably heard that the average of human attention span is 8 seconds. But that is not true for all age groups. If you're young, you will have better focus and attention span. And that is why the foundation of all this is habit and attention. And now, let's move to the first principle that will change your life forever: physical activity. Research indicates that physical fitness can be a tool for observing differences in attention and concentration levels among adolescents. This suggests that improving physical performance could be an effective way to develop certain cognitive functions during adolescence. Physical activity is not the only factor that determines whether or not you have better concentration levels, but this research shows that it plays a significant role in developing cognitive function, especially during adolescence. Let's say you start engaging in physical activity like running, weightlifting, or any other sports. When you fully immerse in running, for example, that singular focus helps you to have this high level of concentration and you're not getting distracted easily because that is singular focus is everything for you. And of course, distractions can creep during physical activities. But the key is to find a physical activity that naturally puts you in a flow state. And for me, it's going to the gym. Because I want to grow my muscles bigger, right? I want to have this discipline every single day and I want to challenge myself every single time. Because when I'm in the gym, I'll be more likely to focus on every single set rather than thinking about business or any other stuff. Several studies have shown that physical activity in childhood and adolescence is positively related to improved attention and concentration. Well, if you're not into fitness or sports, that is okay. But now you know how crucial it is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. At first, you might think fitness and sports are just fun activities. But beyond that, they help you to improve your attention and concentration. Don't neglect your health in favor working more hours on your business or your job. You won't get more done by doing more, but by doing less with greater focus. Keep this in mind. Start exercising 3 to 5 times per week for the next 66 days. It might be hard at first if you lack discipline, but trust me, it will help you become more disciplined and focus longer. But remember, exercising is not enough. That is why you have to do the work. And maybe the reason why you're not getting things done is because you keep getting distracted while working. Now, let's move on to the next principle: don't switch between tasks. In a study by Catalog involving 3,000 participants, 45% of people reported that context switching makes them less productive, and 43% said it is tiring to constantly switch between tools and communication channels. Nearly half of the participants found that context switching reduces their productivity. The reason we struggle to focus is that because we have limited mental bandwidth, humans can only process 120 bits information per second. For example, when you are having a conversation with one person, you need 60 bits information per second to understand fully what this person said to you. But if you're doing focus work and keep switching between tasks, you surpass that 120 bits information per second. It is harder for you to focus. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to reach a productive flow state of deep work. In Cole Newport's book, Deep Work, he suggests that to practice deep work, you should work deeply, embrace boredom, quit social media, and drain the shallows. Let's say you want to write a YouTube video script. Of course, you need to research informations. Maybe you find it from books, journals, or even papers. You soon realize that there's a lot of to do. Finding journals, reading them, and then writing your ideas based on that research. If you try to do all of these activities at the same time, your context switching makes it hard for you to focus. And that is why you need to focus on a single activity at a time. And remember, we can only process 120 bits information per second, and it takes almost 15 to 20 minutes for us to focus. Keep this in mind. Start doing focus work for 1 hour every day for the next 66 days. You don't need to follow other people who say, work 12 hours every single day and you're gonna make it. Instead, create a routine that's effective for you and gradually increase the amount of focus every single time. But remember, you won't always feel the same amount of motivation every single time. There will be days when you wake up in the morning, you feel tired, you feel unmotivated, and you feel exhausted not doing the work. And that is why it's crucial to rest and fully recover. Now, let's move on to the next principle: the power of sleep. A reduction in sleep doesn't just lower your physical energy, it significantly impacts your brain's ability to function, affecting memory, attention, alertness, judgment, decision making, and overall cognitive performance. This means that when you don't get enough sleep, it's not just your physical energy suffers, but your brain's performance too. Let's say you sleep on average 7 hours every single night. You will likely feel better both physically and mentally because that 7 hours of sleep is enough for you for full recovery. But if you sleep only 6 hours, you will feel tired both mentally and physically. Remember, just 1 hour less can have a detrimental effect on your brain. Well, there is no perfect hours of sleep, but as long as you wake up in the morning and you feel sharp throughout the day, that is the perfect duration for you to recovery. Don't sacrifice sleep to work more, because I've experienced this myself. Whenever I have less sleep, I feel tired during the day. I'm not able to focus on just simple tasks. The human mind and body requires sufficient NREM and REM stages during sleeps to maximize brain function and maintain optimal cognitive performance. If you're not focused, it might be because you're not reaching the necessary REM and NREM stages every single night. Remember, less sleep will impair your cognitive performance. You need more rest and sleep, but don't neglect other aspects of your life. Keep this in mind. Track your bedtime and wake up time for the next 66 days. This will not only help you to stay disciplined, but to train your body to have this natural sleep rhythm. If you truly want to change your life, you need to develop every single aspect of your life. By doing these 3 things I've mentioned to you, you already beat the 99% of people. I want to tell you my story. I still remember my last year in high school. I was completely obsessed with fitness and online business. But if I could turn back time, I would have focused more on my sleep and my health, because a good amount of sleep keeps you focused and sharp throughout the day. But of course, I also had to maintain other aspects of my life. To truly change your life forever, you have to focus on yourself, focus on every single aspect, and improve it over time. And I want you to keep these three things in mind. Physical activity. Start exercising 3 to 5 times per week for the next 66 days. Don't switch between tasks. Begin doing focus work for 1 hour every day for the next 66 days. The power of sleep. Track your bedtime and wake up time for the next 66 days. Remember, the key is to take action and to stick to these habits for at least 66 days. And I hope this quote resonates with you. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. A quote from Zeno. And if you're ready to build a personal brand on YouTube, click the first link in the description below and get my free products, my free course link in the description below, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.